Hey man, you're listening to the Chris or Jenny Show featuring Deej on WCOM FM Chapel Hill and Carborough.
Good evening, friends.
Good evening, enemies and frenemies.
You love that intro song.
Yeah, it's jaunty.
Fires you
Just
up.
gets you going. It's nice and crisp outside, huh? It's kind of autumnal. Yeah.
What are you saying? Autumnal?
Like autumn, like autumnal, like the.
He makes up words all the time, Deej.
It's in there
Doesn't
somewhere.
sound like you made that up.
Yeah, he might have made that
So
up.
you know how when you put on your jacket in the fall for the first time,
I love
and
it.
like you reach in the pocket and you pull out an old receipt or something.
I love it.
I pulled out an old mask I forgot about.
Damn it.
That's it's not the same.
Sign of the times.
Yeah, really.
Deej, I tell you what, we've really outdone ourselves tonight.
I'd say so.
We've had folks in bluegrass.
Yep.
We've had country.
Yep. We've had middle relief pitchers.
We've had talent all across the board. But tonight, finally, the show gets some heavy metal cred. Rob Walsh, thanks a bunch, brother.
Hey, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Rob is
Very
the
much. Thank you.
the owner of Local
I am
506.
the co-owner.
The co-owner.
I have two partners, yes.
Co-owner of 506, a bassist
Correct.
Yeah.
in a couple of bands.
Correct.
Okay.
A Chapel Hill staple, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Where'd you grow up, Rob?
I'm from Syracuse, New York, which is in the Great White North.
Yeah.
315.
Yeah, 315.
Yeah.
Are you from up there?
I have a friend from there. Yeah.
Really?
I've driven through. Yeah. She's nice.
DJ has a friend?
Yeah. Our softball teammate Stacy. Yeah.
Word. Yeah, it's way up there, dude. But I moved here in '99,
Okay.
and I've been here pretty much ever since. So,
99, 09,
for sure.
19.
So how long till you opened up 506 or?
Well, the 506 has been there since 1992, and
Early
I just
90s.
happen to be one of the current caretakers of the place.
Okay.
There were many like legendary folks like Dave Robertson and Monica Swisher and Glenn Booth and Tom and Kibby Perkins who had the place before me. So like I just happen to be like in a long line of cool people. Not that I'm saying I'm cool, but like, you know what I mean? But, keeping the place going.
But Rob, let's just start right there. So I did notice that club has had a lot of change of ownership over the years. It's been around since 92. Quick math, is that 30 some odd?
Almost 29.
Almost 30 years.
getting
Right
there.
on.
Is the bottom line just that it's hard to own and operate a rock club? Like,
Oh,
is there more to it than that? What's with the ownership change?
Dave and Monica ran the place for like 10 years, you know what I mean? And then, Glenn ran the place for 10 years. And
Right on.
Tom and Kippy had the place for I think 4, maybe 5 years, and I believe. I mean, I'm in like maybe going on 5 years,
Yeah.
you know, and I've even had like other folks that have been with me.
That's my point. A lot of ownership come and go, but
It's
like
stressful, man.
so you get
Yeah.
burnt out quick.
It's a stressful gig,
Yeah.
man.
Right on.
It's not for the weak.
It's not for
You know,
everybody.
It's not for everyone, man. I mean, you're pulling your hair out, dude. It's difficult. It's like any small business, I would imagine. I mean, look at next door, man. Frank Heath. He's a legend, dude. It's
That was kind of my
legendary.
point, though. But by comparison, has Frank not owned the Catch Cradle for like 30 some odd years?
Well,
or?
I mean, the Cradle's been there, I think. I mean, I did sound because my buddy plays in this band, The Love Language, and they did the 50th anniversary, as I recall. I was tripping on mushrooms at the time. So, like, can I say that on the FM radio?
Yeah, why not? Hell
It's
yeah.
after hours.
But yeah, I think Frank's been there for a long, long time. I
Yeah.
mean, man, I've lived here for 20 plus years, and that was the
Yeah.
first job I got when I moved here.
Was working at the Cradle.
Correct, yeah.
Sound or working?
Doing sound, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, my friend John Bird was working at the time, and, you know, I mean, there's people in the live music venue industry that are like, I mean, it's in your blood, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, Frank's definitely one of those
Frank's a
people.
lifer, man.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
He's awesome. I haven't had a lot of interactions with him, but
he's a rad dude, man.
he really
Yeah.
stepped
He's a
up.
rad.
Yeah, an old band I played in, our guitar player was friends with Frank, and Frank got us a couple opening gigs there a few years ago just to kind of, just playing at the Cradle, man. That was like
It's a great stage with great production. You know what I mean?
saying you played at the Cradle just
Yeah,
makes you feel so cool.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's a nationally known place.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the 930
Oh.
Club or like the Bowery Ballroom. you
Oh,
know
my
what I mean?
goodness.
If you think about this area, you know, like my place is a 250 cap room. You
That
know
was
what I
one of
mean?
my
It's like-
questions,
It's in the
250.
middle. This is the big room, but you know, also if you think geographically about where we are, you're kind of, it's a college town, dude. I mean,
250 is interesting, Rob. So you're bigger than the back room, but smaller than the front room of
Right.
the Cradle.
yeah.
Double the size of the station. Because I was trying to sit
Correct.
here and think, who do you compete with? And then also, what is the relationship with all the other venues? So take them one at a time.
Sure, man. Number one, I don't feel like we're competing with anybody.
Right.
I feel like we're all in this together. Not
Okay.
competing with, you know, we're not competing with anybody, and I don't feel like anybody else is competing with anybody.
Right.
The difference between
That's
like,
awesome.
my place and like the 506 or the Cradle is like we're venues. You know, people come there to see shows.
Right.
People aren't going there just to like blow off steam after work, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now over at the station, who I also like, you know, I did sound there for a while.
Yeah.
You know, when Mike Benson used to own the place, and even after which, you know, that's a 99 capacity room if I'm not mistaken. You know,
Right around
I'm
there.
sure someone's gonna correct me on that. But,
It's 107, actually.
it's
Rob.
107.
Yeah.
See, already corrected. You know, there's a
Yeah.
restaurant attached to it, and there's like train cars. It's a destination kind of place. It's like
Yeah.
people aren't going there to see bands like the Dwarves, you know what I
Right.
mean? Or they're not going to see the Arches of Loaf there, you know?
Right.
It's very grounded in hyper local stuff, you know what I mean? Which
Right.
is amazing. That's rad. Much like the Cave. You know, the Cave is like a 75 capacity place.
You used to
And
work at the
that's-
Cave, too, or maybe
I
you
sure did, man,
Yeah.
for many, many years. I love
Yeah.
that place. It's one of my favorite bars in the world. I love it. I played at the Cave so many times over
Yeah.
the years, only because, man, you know, if you get, you know, 25 people in there, you feel like a rock star.
They'll
It's
put you
rad.
on stage.
It's awesome. It's rad, dude. You know
It's
what I mean?
crazy,
It's a
too.
great
You,
place.
you just open that front door and you walk in. It's just like,
It's amazing.
there's the band.
It's amazing.
There's the
It's a
bar.
great place.
Oh, my goodness, the
It's a
Cave.
great place.
Yeah. So you've worked there for years and also played there for a long time.
Long time.
Deej, have you had gigs at the Cave?
Yeah, I played there 4 times maybe. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, like you said, if you just get like 25 people up there, you feel like a rock
You
star.
can fill the place.
Yeah.
I've been curious about that, like how the different venues, the different owners kind of interact with each other. If it's a dog eat dog, but it sounds like it's a
I'll tell you what.
like a family.
Very much so. I mean, it's, you know, we have up and coming. Frank has Cat's Carol Presents shows coming up at the 506. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And we've done a lot of them over the years. You know what I mean? And we're happy to do it.
Frank, obviously, he tries to fill the Cradle with his own gigs, and then he promotes shows for other venues.
Sure.
Give me a little bit of a sense of the breakdown there. Is it like, okay, some bands come into town
Mhm.
and it's an awesome band. We think it's going to do well, but like, does he just decide to himself, well, this band will probably sell about 200 tickets. They should go to 506. Or is it genre or when he's promoting gigs, how does he decide who goes to what venue? How does that all work?
Well, dude, you would have to ask him,
Yeah.
number one.
Well, from your
But
perspective.
From my perspective,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if the back room is open. They built the back room because
Yeah.
I think they were sick of putting gigs in our room.
Ah, interesting. Right on.
But, you know, I mean, but he's booking so many shows, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they must be double booked because he's also doing stuff over at, you know, Saxon at
The Hall River
the Hall River
Ballroom.
Ballroom.
Yeah.
And like a lot of other things, man, you know. But we have promoted shows at, you know, other places like
Right.
the Pinhook. You know, I mean, it's not like McDonald's and Burger King, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're all in it together, man. You
That's
know?
right. I love that.
Yeah, especially in this area. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like everyone's very cool.
So your official title is production manager,
Correct.
and so I know that means things like run the board. In fact, the board. I almost put you in this chair tonight.
I would have done it, dude.
I barely can run this damn thing after 2 years. So you run.
Well, I'll
The,
give you a lesson when we're done.
please, that'd be awesome.
I do a lot of the advancing for bands that are coming in,
Okay.
you know. So, like, we have a talent buyer. His name is Joel Collins. He
A
lives
talent buyer.
Yeah, a talent buyer is a person that books shows, right?
Okay.
Manages the calendar.
Is that the same as a booking agent?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, it is totally.
All right.
So, like, and he handles like the website. But through the summer and through all this COVID BS, you know, I've been just concentrating on some local stuff and trying to like take some chances on some things.
Yeah.
But you know, the production manager. So, like, say your band is playing at my place, and like, even if it's like an outside promotion, all of the hospitality, all of the riders, all of the
Yeah.
input lists, the stage spots, they all come to me.
Right.
Basically, it's like me sending 500 emails a day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just to, oh yeah, trust me.
For
I
my
do.
entire life. You know
Just
what
to
I mean?
organize everything. Yeah. So the talent buyer,
Mm-hmm.
that is not a local person.
He is not. He was from Greensboro, but now he lives in Atlanta.
So if I call and I say, "Hey, I want to play at 506," I'm talking to that person.
Well, yes and no. I mean,
Other than again, take the current COVID stuff just to the side. Think about the normal. Think about 2016.
right. In 2016, it would go to the talent buyer.
Yeah.
Correct. Again, you know, I'm doing a lot of the local booking there, you know, I'm doing regional, let me rephrase that, regional booking.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
He's dealing with most of that touring bands. You know, we're kind of like taking one on the chin because we don't have, you know, with like everything that's going on now, like a lot of our calendar would be dominated by like international touring bands. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like people from England, people from
But
Australia.
right now, you have to kind
Yeah, I
of.
knew it. So, like,
Yeah.
for example, you know, we've got like, you know, we're normally booked 6 out of 7 days a week, all through. Like, this is our busy time right now, man.
Right.
The fall and the spring are our busy times.
Yeah.
And we're operating at, you know,
Yeah,
half of what we were
shit.
doing right in 2019. So, you know, it's kind of a miracle that we're still rolling.
I
dude.
know. Well, I tell you what, you did.
Hard work.
You did the GoFundMe thing.
Yeah.
And it raised some dough just to kind of keep the lights on and
For
thing.
sure,
But you
for
know what I loved about that, other than the fact that you raised some cash, was just the comments that everyone said about Local 506. It was amazing, Deej.
No, it's amazing. It's a great community.
That put me almost in tears. It was like people were saying things like, you know, I can't imagine Chapel Hill without Local 506. This is, you know, I met my wife there. This place kicks ass, you know.
It's really rad, dude. It's
Yeah.
great. We're very fortunate. We're all very fortunate to live in this community.
I think
For
that every
sure.
day. I'm like, where my daughter goes to school, and just, I feel very,
You live in Carborough, is that correct?
yeah, like
I
2
lived
miles
in
from here.
Carborough for 13 years, and I dug it, dude. I didn't have to own a car.
It's a good town.
I could be walking everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bars to hit on your way home.
I've-
You know what I mean?
Dozens,
Like,
yeah.
easy, man.
And they just put up a bar that is now the closest to my house, that Dingo
Dingo
Dog.
Dog, my friend Jess works there. That place is rad.
That is now the officially the
Fine.
closest bar to my house.
And dude, by the way, you know, that is a, you know, NPO where they donate all their proceeds to rescued animals, rescued dogs. You know?
We play them in softball.
It's amazing.
We did. We defeated them for our only championship.
We've taken them down. They've taken us down. Right?
All
now.
right. Well, it's a good place, man.
Let's
It's, it's a
go.
great day.
I'm fascinated by the economics of the business. So let's go a little bit further in here. I'm going to take
What,
a
do you
li-
want to know how broke I am?
Oh,
So here's a live example. So you've got the Michigan Rattlers coming in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't know anything about them.
$13 at the advance, $15 at the door, $250. Well, let's just say you sell 200 tickets.
I hope
That's
we do.
$2,600.
That'd be great.
Generally
That goes for
speaking,
me.
well, what does the guy in Atlanta get?
I'm just kidding. Crank It Loud is an outside promoter, and Joel Collins, who is our talent buyer, owns Crank It Loud.
Got
You
it.
know?
Okay.
So basically, when we do shows from Crank It Loud, they keep the door and we keep the bar, right?
They get all the door.
Yeah, but man, if just say the door tanks, that's like
That's
there's no
good.
risk involved for me.
Right.
Like,
Say 220 tickets get sold.
then they keep the door, but those 220 people are drinking, and I
2 or
keep
3
all
beers
that.
apiece.
We keep all that money, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's where all your real money comes from, dude.
So the risk.
Your money doesn't come off the door in the rock business, dog. It comes from
The
people
$7
getting
beer.
loaded.
Yeah.
Or the, hey man, it's my favorite band. Give me 5 shots of Jameson.
Right.
5 shots of Jameson's like, whatever, 7 times 5. But
So booze is, I mean, like, are we talking 80% of your revenue?
no, it's like 100% of our
Oh my goodness.
If you have a band like Fish or something like that, it's more of like a weed-centered culture. Do they maybe drink less and you make less off those bands?
Number 1, F Fish. And number 2, I don't know. Because, I went and saw Fish 2 years ago with a couple of my bros. Because I love the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
But
I
hate Fish.
Yeah.
But man, you're talking about drinking 22-ounce lime burritos for like $18.
Terrible.
Right?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Dude.
Give me a $7 IPA at 506
Yeah,
any
for
day
sure.
of the week, brother.
$6, by the way, my friend.
Look,
$6.
and maybe half price for me and Deej after this show. I don't know.
I feel like I'll buy you all some drinks.
Oh, thanks, man.
Okay, so is that the typical formula that the booker gets someone other than you gets all the door and you get all the bar? That sounds like that's pretty
That's
typical.
not necessarily true. I mean, if you delve into like shows that I book and promote,
Yeah.
you have different types of deals. There's door deals, there's versus deals, there's bands that have guarantees. And, you stand to make some money off the door. But
Yeah.
really, we've got a lot of overhead, dude. We've got a sound person, we've got a door person, we've got a bartender. Sometimes we have 2 bartenders.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of overhead.
Right on.
And we're not even talking about insurance or ABC permitting or friggin' like
Rent? I mean, or something like that.
Dude, like the rent's high.
Franklin Street.
I have a place
Franklin
on
Street.
Franklin Street.
Franklin
man.
Street's high.
Come on,
yeah.
man. That's
Yeah.
high. It's high.
There's
man.
benefit to Franklin Street, but it's expensive to be on
You know,
Franklin
but
Street.
dude, like when I walked over here, man, as I split, there's a lot of foot traffic up there.
Yeah.
And we have telescoping doors, sliding doors that open up.
Yeah.
So when you're playing the music and people are walking by, we benefit from a lot of that foot traffic.
Yeah.
You follow me? So like,
Yeah, for sure.
you're gonna drive yourself friggin' nuts if you try to. Oh my God, blah, 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 how much am I losing on this or that?
Yeah. You just have to go for it, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I'm fascinated with the business. So thank you for giving me that
Yeah,
insight.
yeah, I
and
mean,
it's interesting. So there's a couple different ways to do it.
Sure.
Depends on the promoter, depends on the band. But like these boys from Michigan, again, back to them, like maybe they have a following here that I'm not aware of.
Well,
but
dude, like I don't have the ticket count for right
Yeah.
now, but I mean, you can kind of tell with advance sale tickets, you know what I mean?
right.
Like, what the walk-up's going to be.
So if you're at 100 the
if
day
you're at
before.
100 advance, we're probably sell out.
Oh,
We
right
had
on.
the Queers last night.
The Queers.
But by the
Yeah.
way, they've been around since the 80s, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they do really well at the plate. And we've had them for years, dude, like for the last 5 years.
Tonight, Local 506 has a drag show, dude.
Yep.
Cashmere Cole.
We'll be there
It's amazing.
afterwards.
Girls and Ghouls, a
Yeah.
drag show at Local 506. Now, you don't only do heavy metal and
No,
hard
we
rock.
barely do any heavy metal, man.
Really?
If I had my jugglers, that's all we would do.
Yeah. But it used to be that way and you had to diversify?
It used to be my former partner, Steven, when he split a couple years back. He and I focused on the hard rock and the heavy metal kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Rob,
But what
who's the best heavy metal band of all time?
Black Sabbath.
I knew you were going to. I mean, you're wearing their shirt right
Come on,
there.
dude.
I want you to know I had Ozzy lined up to be on the show tonight, but I bumped him to get you, brother.
Well,
I bumped him to get you, Rob.
that's too bad.
So I feel like the Maywood in Raleigh is still kind of a hard rock club.
Well, the Maywood and Raleigh is gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They did not make it through the pandemic, dude.
Yeah.
We are very fortunate to have made it through this shit.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry, though, right, brother?
That's what I'm saying. Dude. What are you going to do, man?
How often have I stood on those windy hills, those hills which roll like phantoms, all in salt, salt sea? How often have I watched the endless waves and tossed their shoulders heavy to the sand. And I thought of lovers strolling with baskets in their hand. Does he miss the red clay of the valleys or the sounds of fishing fleet? From the pebbles on the coastline to the flowers round his feet, from the pounding of the ocean, rippling coastline sand. Nova Scotia's an old sea captain with a pipe out in his hand, and the dreams which fill your mind, anticipation. Oh, you know that Nova Scotia is a young girl waiting. The red clay of the valleys or the sounds of the fishing fleet, from the pebbles on the coastline to the flowers round his feet, from the poundings of the ocean to the rippling coastline sand. Nova Scotia's an old sea captain with a pipe out in his hand, and the dreams which fill your mind, anticipation. For you know that Nova Scotia is a young girl waiting.
Willie Dunn, Deej.
Willie Dunn. He's an interesting cat, dude.
Who is Willie Dunn?
Willie Dunn was an indigenous Native American, from Canada.
Okay.
And very involved in, kind of like in the United States, like how white people used to decimate black people, In Canada, they all focus on the indigenous population, like the Inuits and all members of the Seven Nations. Willie Dunn was a big Native North American activist.
Yeah.
That song is red as red.
Good song, man.
Right on, man.
Good choice. You're also in two bands right now, or actively in two bands?
No, not really.
But they probably both go through swings, right?
Well, we haven't been. No one's been able to play for the last year and a half.
Always bass and sometimes vocals.
Bitter Resolve, I play the bass and I sing in.
Yeah.
I'm the main singer.
Yeah.
And soon I am the bass player and sing kind of backup vocals.
Right on.
Stuart is the guy that's the main songwriter in Soon.
Yeah.
And I write the words.
Right. So you're the songwriter, backup vocals.
Well, no, not the songwriter, the lyricist.
Excuse me.
Stuart writes the songs.
Critical distinction.
Hang on, guys. We got a call. Hang
You
on
got
one
the other
second
one?
here.
Yeah.
WCOM.
This is Raj down at the Hopscotch Festival.
And you're on with Rob Walsh, the co-owner of Local 506. He's at the Hopscotch Festival right now.
A word.
I can't believe you're not there, Rob.
I know, I'm here with you.
What's the markup on the scotch at Hopscotch?
Oh, my God. What's up, Raj?
I'm out here. Flying Lotus is playing right now.
Flying Lotus.
It is loud as hell right now.
Yeah.
So I had to walk 5 blocks away and tuck in myself to a small coffee area here.
Nice.
And it's been a great show right now. I just wanted to check in, see how you guys are doing there.
Give us a report on the ground at Hopscotch. Give us the ups and downs. What's going on there?
It's tricky. I moved to Chapel Hill 4 years ago, but I had been coming to Hopscotch since the first one. And it was actually probably one of those things that in North Carolina that was just a gravitational pull. So I've been coming here for almost everyone, maybe minus one or two, since they started Hopscotch.
Nice.
It's a great festival.
Cool.
There's a lot of variety here. On Thursday, I came through, and at the Poorhouse, I caught a couple of punk and hardcore bands, which were pretty amazing.
Nice.
Also, I caught some bluegrass, some hip hop, some soul,
Variety.
a bunch of other bands that I've never even heard of before. That's kind of the beauty of this whole festival is that I usually just walk in without even doing any research, and I find a band that I've never heard of before,
Yeah.
and they just blow my mind.
Rob, have you ever played the Hopscotch?
Several times.
Yeah.
Played every single one or done sound at every single one,
Nice.
for sure. since it started.
What venues have you played here in the previous
Played
years?
at Slim's. We played at the Art Museum, Deep South, the Bar.
Yeah.
I've been
the
there.
Poorhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Poorhouse has always been one of my go-tos. Definitely, like Saturday night has always been that crazy night when everybody's trying to get out to see every show.
Yeah.
And between Poorhouse, Kings, and Deep South, I always find myself struggling.
Yeah.
Wow. What's the music hall there that's like kind of similar to Cat's Cradle in Raleigh?
It's the Lincoln.
The
Theater.
Lincoln. Yeah, that's probably my favorite venue in Raleigh is the Lincoln.
Did sound there several times.
Yeah.
Those are all my friends. I'm friends with all those dudes.
Besides Red Hat Outdoor.
Well, that wasn't. The Red Hat's pretty recent.
It's only been there a
That's
few years, right?
But that's right. And that's a Live Nation.
Yeah, that's kind of getting big. I mean, that's 5,000 seats.
Much
But
like the Ritz.
Lincoln is great. I mean, this year is definitely a weird year for hopscotch.
Yeah,
I think
I bet.
they were just trying to get it together. I don't think I even saw the final list until probably 2 months ago. Even then, it shifted. So it's been a weird year for hopscotch. And
Get
last year they
vaccinated,
canceled it.
dude. Tell these people to get vaccinated, and then we can all go.
Get
back
them
to watching
vaccinated,
live
Raj.
music, man.
it's on you, Raj. Get them
Raj.
vaccinated.
Raj, get them all
I
vaccinated.
mean, everybody
Vaccine
around here is
over
doing a
there,
good
dude.
job of every venue has been either like good on the masks or good on the vax checking.
Hook 'em up.
Poorhouse, which is, I mean, I'll say that some of the best metal, some of the best hardcore.
Hell yeah.
Poorhouse now upstairs has a pretty good record shop, and I was shopping around there, and I've actually got a couple of good records that I never would have thought I'd ever seen before.
Nice.
So they're selling records upstairs at Poorhouse, and downstairs they're playing great shows. I don't know. It's a weird thing being out here in the world around people
So what are you doing talking to
and
us?
Yeah.
Dude? Why aren't you watching shows, man?
It sounds like you're having fun. I think
Watching
you.
jams.
I think he was trying to be nice and calling. Did you run into Rob's partner at Hopscotch? Is that what I?
Wendy?
I didn't run into her. I was
you run
I
her
was out
over?
at
Ah.
the Prairie of Brewing, and I saw her there, and I see tons of posts.
She's there
from
doing
her.
an art thing with the guys from the Velt. You know that band, the Velt?
The Velt. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I saw her at the Velt, and the Velt was amazing.
They're amazing.
I think they're playing like 2 or 3 different day parties
I'm
throughout
sure
the
they
next,
are.
last
They're
yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Never seen them before. It was the first time, but they blew me away.
Rob, what is more satisfying to you, to be on stage just dominating in front of a couple hundred people, or doing sound at freaking Lollapalooza or whatever?
Sitting in my bedroom playing the 12-string guitar.
Really?
That's more satisfying to me than anything.
That's
to be
killer.
honest with you.
I'm a budding bass player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been playing on and off for a long time,
Yeah.
So is Deej.
but I'm still trying to figure out how to play. What would you say? Not that pedals determine something, but if you had one pedal that you were going to play through just to make you feel good about your sound, what would it be?
A tuner.
Mhm.
Like a
Tuner?
stage tuner. I'm dead serious, dude. Get
There you
yourself,
go, man.
get yourself a boss stage tuner. That's what you need.
The best pedals, like good technique. You know, like I've never felt like I needed any pedals, and they're fun to play around with, but never been a huge pedal guy personally.
Raj, anything else on your mind?
No, man, I'm just glad to be calling in, a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Nice.
It's like that's a classic coast to coast AM Art Bell
I know.
line.
Yeah.
Long time listener,
That's
first
right.
time caller.
That's right.
West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
You should have a radio show, Rob. You got that voice.
Shit, I know, man.
One of the cool things about 506 is sometimes I feel like you get a lot of quirky, interesting bands.
For sure.
Oakley Dokley, an all Ned Flanders hardcore band.
They packed that place.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it was close to being sold out.
They were sold out, or like almost sold out when I checked it out.
If I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of that music, man. But I mean, big fan of making that money.
Is that a niche that you have? Is that kind of quirky band that maybe doesn't fit anywhere else?
There's 2 kinds of music, good and bad.
Right.
Man. Things are good, they're good. If they're bad, they're bad, man.
Right
Who
on.
am I to judge?
Then along the same lines, you've had the legendary Insane Clown Posse.
No, we did not have them. By the way, but I did do monitors for the Insane Clown Posse in 2001 at the Cat's Cradle,
Oh wow!
which was
Wow.
freaking
Wow.
crazy. They had like 4 tractor trailers full of like Fago cans.
Fago.
Yeah.
I've seen them roll
What we
in.
did have at the 506 was we had Shaggy 2 Dope one week, and then we had Violent J the next week. They're touring on their solo records.
Huh, nice.
And the best thing
Wow.
I saw at the Shaggy 2 Dope show, Because remember, they were trying at the time. This is in 2018, I believe, where they were trying to classify juggalos as a
Like an oppressed
domestic,
group or something.
No, it's a domestic terrorist organization.
Oh my
So
god!
I saw these dudes wearing these T-shirts that said "Juggalo Lives Matter," which I thought was freaking hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
So there's juggalos like ICP fans. Then I think there's also a gang in like Colorado of all places, also called juggalos.
Weird.
Interesting.
Did you ever watch that movie, The Warriors? Remember the baseball Furies?
No.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah, come
that
on,
much
Deej.
younger than me?
I gotta watch it.
Warriors?
Sorry.
We will
All right.
watch it by
The
next
base-
episode.
The baseball Furies, dude. That's kind of what the Juggalos look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Deej, you're a juggalo, aren't you?
I'm a retired juggalo.
Retired.
Yeah.
From the gang or from the fans of the Insane Clown Posse?
I can't. The less I say,
You
about
might not
my
wanna-
pass, the better.
So who did better, Shaggy Two Dope or the other maniac?
I wouldn't be able to tell the
Yeah.
difference and say, well,
Right.
you know, what I thought was they should have just played together. And then the crowd would have been great.
Wow.
What's like the crown jewel of like artists you've booked?
That I don't have one because I'm not really, I wouldn't consider myself a booker.
The
The
club
506 is booked under your purview. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, the Doors, like, I'm a huge Caius fan, so, like, I got to hang out with Nick Alvaro, my band, The Spins, I used to be in. We opened up for Dead Moon, who's one of my favorite bands in the
Nice.
world. That was amazing. Paul Bearer played there on Halloween, like, on 2017, right as Sorrow and Extinction was getting big, which was huge.
Nice.
I've seen a lot of them. You know, I've seen amazing stuff over there.
Going back to the beginning of the club, though, like, is there a band that if you, or a person that if you said right now they played there, we'd be like, no effing way?
I saw the White Stripes, me and Dave Robertson and John Zubek, who was a door guy,
At 506.
at 506
Yeah.
in front of me, Dave Robertson, and John Zubek, in front of 3 people.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Blue Chair, right before Dickie Peterson died, which was amazing. You know what I mean? You're familiar with Blue Cheer, right?
Yeah,
There
absolutely.
ain't no cure for the
Yeah.
summertime. Dude, check it out. Wayne Kramer from the MC5 just bought a 506 T-shirt.
Nice.
Nice.
Chris Ansbury just bought a 506 T-shirt.
Well, there you go.
Raj, we're gonna bust out a song, man. Anything else on your mind before we let you go?
Who would you want to see play 506 in the next, 6 months off the top of your favorites list? Who
Like
would you want to see play in 506?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Just so I know what to look out for.
You know, like current bands right now, you mean?
Yeah, someone real.
Anyone. You pick it.
Geez, you know,
Realistically, though.
I'm really kind of bummed because, like, this band Stoner, who is Brant Bjork and Nick Oliveri. Nick Oliveri was in the Queens of Stone Age and Caius, and Brant Bjork was in Caius.
Stoner.
They played at Reggie's 42nd Street last night in Wilmington. And I was really friggin' pissed that they
That you
didn't come and
didn't
play
get
out here. Like, seriously, but that band's awesome. If you're into that kind of, like, desert rock, yeah, it's not even heavy metal. It's just, like, lowrider music, dude.
Yeah.
Other than that, The Cure. I'd love to see The Cure come play at 506.
Oh man,
For sure.
that'd be cool.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That'd be rad, right?
All right, Raj, we got to jump out of here, man. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Thanks, man.
Great talking to you guys.
Take
Have
care,
a great
Raj.
night. I'll catch up with you guys later.
Have fun,
See you at
brother. I'll see you
506.
soon. All right, man. See you.
Well,
All right, let's rock out. So here, I'm gonna play. This is Rob's band right here. Ooh, here we go. dig that.
Well, thanks, man.
That's Rob's band Soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Rob, what kind of gear you play? What's your go-to bass?
I have a 1967 SG1, full-scale SG1 with like the OG ceramic pickups in it, single-coil ceramic pickups.
Yeah.
What else do I have? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I play through an Orange Head, and I've got I play through my buddy Corey, who's a guitar player in Bitter Resolve. I'm just using his bass gear, which is like a Carvin, right, from the 80s. An 18 and a 410 with an adjustable horn, which sounds amazing. It's crushing, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh, sweet.
What bassist are you like inspired by?
Geezer Butler.
Geezer Butler.
That's it.
We got Black Sabbath back, man.
That's it, man. Jimi Hendrix. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell. You know,
I know.
There are many good ones, but really,
It's
Geezer
kind of a
Butler.
ridiculous question.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about acoustic basses?
Oh, dude, here we
I
go.
feel like that we should
Break
make a
'em.
big pile, burn them all.
Bonfire. Yeah,
You knew he was going to say that too.
I feel the same way about 5-string basses. Geezer Butler didn't need 5 strings.
Yeah.
Geezer Butler.
I'm a minimalist. Just 4 strings. That's all you need. Don't need any
DJ
pedals.
hates the acoustic bass unless it's a stand-up in a bluegrass band.
Yeah.
Well, now that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Totally different.
And upright bass is like that is an actual skill. But to just have some like weirdo like Washburn article.
Yeah.
No, man.
He hates them.
It doesn't do anything. It just has no place on this
It's
planet.
absolute stupidity.
Here's another guess of a band who maybe I thought might have come through there was like Henry Rollins. I could see him.
I did
Being
monitors
honest.
for Rollins when he played at the Cradle, actually.
Yeah.
And he was like kind of as standoffish as you would think. But
He seems like a standoffish dude.
check it out, dude. I have a Black Flag tramp amp. I love Black Flag.
Nice.
Like I love Black Flag.
Okay, so
Love
Black
Flag.
Sabbath, Black Flag aside, are we getting? Let's try to roughly formulate a top 10 bands of Rob's life. Your band's excluded.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. The Quicksilver Messenger Service, the Grateful Dead.
Okay, the
Black
Dead.
Flag, Black Sabbath, Grand Funk.
But it's such a different deal to go to. I would
Blind
assume
Faith.
to go to a Dead concert and to go to a.
Not really. It all falls under the same category. Dude.
Yeah.
It's either good or bad.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
either good music or it's bad music. The Dead rule. The Dead are heavy as. Yeah,
I love
the
Dead
Dead rule.
I've seen them twice.
I've seen them a few times myself.
I saw
They
one of
are
the
heavy.
last shows in Charlotte a couple of months before Jerry died. It was 95.
Oh, where the last Grateful Dead show I saw, I think, was in '91 at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, New York, and I bought 1,700 hits of liquid acid
Sweet.
and made blotter, sold it.
You bought wholesale and sold retail,
Yeah,
basically.
man. That's back in the day when you could like actually buy perforated blotter and make acid. So,
But what I bought at a Grateful Dead concert was a Jenga piece that was made into a bowl.
sweet man. No, that's awesome, man.
All right, so the Maywood shut down. You guys are thankfully still open, but you can't be a hard rock, heavy metal bar exclusively anymore. What's going on? Is that genre not as popular? Why is it harder to book?
It's not.
Can we get the kids into it somehow?
Yeah, it's not. What's been happening in the last year or so, you can't be that specific anymore, man.
Yeah.
And not that we ever were, we tried to do it and we were doing a good job with it, but I can't do everything myself, man. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
So let's say you play in a Dave Matthews cover band, right? No, I friggin' hate Dave Matthews, but
But you'll put them on if it
but
sells
I'll do
tickets.
it, you know what I mean? If you can guarantee people in there,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Business is business, man. I'm not a huge hip hop guy, but hip hop does well for us.
Yeah.
So I book hip hop shows, right?
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. You know what I mean?
What type of band comes and tries to play there that you're surprised they're even calling you?
Jeez, I don't know, man. That's a good question.
Like a folk or an Americana or a country?
Man, no. We do a lot of stuff. Like tomorrow night, my friend Michael Casey
Casey Magic and Chip Robinson, folks.
Casey
Tomorrow night,
Magic,
$7,
Michael Casey.
guys.
and Chip Robinson,
Deej.
who is in the back, he's in the Backsliders.
Even
That's
you have
amazing.
$7, Deej.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Michael Casey's an amazing magician, dude.
Yeah.
He played at Sarah McLaughlin's birthday party. Dude.
That's killer.
He's amazing.
Your normal customer
Uh-huh.
is just walking down Franklin tonight to go in
Yeah.
and just have a beer. And they roll in and it's the Girls and Ghouls drag show. Do the audiences mix and mesh well?
I believe so. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been my experience that the local crowd that comes
Yeah.
to our bar are very open-minded.
They're cool. Yeah.
And they prescribe to the same philosophy that I do. It's either good or bad.
Good or bad.
And if it's a bunch of scary-looking drag queens, what is not to love about that?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean, it's a riot. It's so much fun.
And also just to each their own too. Like
So
that's
much
kind of a
fun,
thing.
man. You know what I mean? it's fun to see things. It's you gotta step outside your comfort zone
Yeah.
a couple times. If you're not into country music, it doesn't mean all country music sucks. You gotta like branch out and give it a chance.
That's
And
great, man.
People like we've been at it for so long that people know that we don't book things that suck.
That's right. Well, it's the same thing when you go out to the Kraken.
The Kraken rules.
Like,
Jody and Kirk are old friends of mine.
Yeah.
Such a good
I
venue.
grew up with Jody. Jody's from Syracuse, just like
Oh
I am.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah.
315.
Yeah.
315. Well, where do you know where 506 the name came from?
It's because it's 506 West Franklin Street.
Oh, okay. All right. Should I have known that, Deej?
It seemed obvious to me.
Did I
but
just show
yeah.
my car?
But I'm glad you asked and not me.
I've been around for almost a decade. It's not like I'm brand new to this town.
It's
But,
not like some kind of weird mathematical code.
I
It's
assumed
just-
the
it's
area-
the address.
but yeah, you roll out to the Kraken and you're driving into the country, and it's not that far into the country, but it's definitely.
You're in the dark for a while as you
Yeah.
head out there. It's an experience.
You definitely want a DD.
Yes.
Yeah.
The place is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
It's one of the greatest bars. Again,
Yeah.
like Cave and the Kraken are like two of the greatest
Yeah.
bars. And believe me, I've been on tour like all over the country. I've done sound like all over the world. I've been to a lot of bars in my long grizzled years.
A lot of clubs.
Yeah, dude, and like those are two radical places that I still frequent.
Right
I
on.
love them, and they happen to be right here.
And hey, if you're listening, head out to the 506 right now for that
It's gonna be
Ghouls and Girls.
It's gonna be rad.
Yeah.
DJ will sign your T-shirt.
We'll
if
be
you
there.
show up
I'll
to
sign
Grills and Girls.
anything.
DJ will sign. Yeah, Trans Violet on the 22nd of September is going to be rad.
And what about you personally, Rob? What's going on? What's
Nothing.
next for you, brother? Just continuing on.
Work.
That's all you do is work.
That's it. There's nothing that, I haven't had a chance to really sit down and practice with either of the bands, you know what I mean? And,
Right on.
Stuart's been working on the love language stuff.
Yeah.
And, Mike and Corey from Bitter Resolve are both dads, and we're having a hard time. We want to play a show, but what are you going to do? Go and play it? It's hard to do it with, within this environment. It's weird.
Let alone go on a freaking tour. I mean,
Nah, that's not going to happen.
yeah.
Not for a while, man. You know
Right
what I
on.
mean? But also, I'm balls deep in work, dude.
Yeah, you are.
It's hard. Every day is, you're working every day.
Listen, brother, we love your club.
Thanks, man.
Any social media to plug?
Yeah. Anything else?
Logo506.com, bitterresolve.com.
DJ, thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thanks,
Rob Walsh, man. Thanks for
man.
coming in, brother.
Thanks for
Good to have
having me,
you.
man.
Kick
Yeah.
ass.
Appreciate it.
All right, everyone, have a great night.
All right. Sleep
See you
well.
down the road.